Hey, Tuesday, day 2 of my health challenge where I am just fine tuning my decision to get healthy and to be in a healthy place. And so day 1 went well. I'm just going to check in. I stayed totally on track, felt really good. Didn't get to bed at the time I probably would have liked to. So today that's probably the area where I'm going to actually put more focus, is getting myself to bed at a time where I'm going to give myself a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep, especially after the weekend, daylight savings and the time shift. The bodies take a little bit of time to connect to that new, just the change in the time of day, and we're getting up at a different time and it's dark earlier and all that stuff starts to shift and it does something. And so I have to really give myself a lot of grace this week. And that's the area where I'm going to focus tonight, is getting myself to bed at a decent time so I can get myself a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep. The lack and layer a little bit. But I'm going to shift a little bit into day 2 and the other piece of the journey in getting healthy. And for me, physically getting healthy was the catalyst, but staying at a healthy weight and staying in a healthy place requires a continual journey. And I didn't really understand all that before I got started on my own journey. I really just thought I would lose the weight and I would just magically stay in that healthy spot, not knowing that I had to work at it. And one of the things that we do in our coaching community is we do a lot of growing as people. And right now we're doing a book club together, and it's actually on the 15 commitments of conscious leadership. And it's been just wonderful because it's the area in our life book when we're working as clients on managing our emotional agility and managing our emotions and becoming aware of ourself in the world. Because unless we're conscious about where we are, it's really hard to know where you need to shift, or if you want to shift, if you're okay with where you are, or if you aren't, and then needing to know where to shift. And Jim Detler does such a great teaching on being able to connect with yourself, like where are you in the moment. He will recognize that we're human beings, so we don't stay in any one place a long time. But he talks about, are you able to periodically throughout the day check yourself, like where are you in the moment? And he'll say, are you above the line or below the line? And above the line is when I'm open and I'm curious and I'm committed to learning. And when I fall below the line and I'm not at my best self, I'm closed, I'm defensive, I'm committed to being right. So argumentative, stiff, and being able to recognize where I am and shifting to that place of being intentional with, is this how I want to behave in this state? Or do I need to shift? And so we can shift ourselves to becoming more open, more curious as to, I wonder why I am feeling that way, or I wonder why I'm thinking that way. And we start to become more curious with ourselves. And I find this to be helpful for me in a lot of ways because I want to lead myself. Yeah. We're working on improving ourself on this journey. Yes, I want to be a great leader, but I can't be a great leader if I'm not leading myself where I want to be. And if I don't have the emotional agility to know where I am and then to make the shifts along the way in healthy ways and setting that clarity for myself, it's really hard to help lead other people, or you're going to lead them in toxic ways. And so I'm thinking about all this in the course of my life, and I absolutely love the fact that we're constantly evolving and learning and taking deeper dives into understanding our emotional place, and then having tools to be able to take ourselves and shift. So before the consciousness, I mean, when I have the consciousness, now I can make those shifts. And one of the things is to change my state. And it might be as simple as taking these moments to breathe. Just taking the moments to pause, to make a change of decision, right? To just shift our internal. And learning to shift our internal gives me a moment to go, whoa, is that where I want to be? Taking a drink of water might be another thing that a person could do to just stop the dialogue inside, outside. Or shifting your physical state, like moving, going for a walk, shifting that energy within you before we react or respond to a situation going on. So it's an area where it's helping me get my healthy mind right, because our body is a product of wherever our mind's at. So if our mind is in a really toxic place, or we're letting our thoughts, which I don't know about you, but my thoughts, they constantly chatter in my mind. And in order to stop that chatter from time to time, I have to actually quiet myself. Meditation and prayer is one of the things that helps me. The breathing helps me to stop and process, but that helps me in the physical. So I want to remind you that this journey that we're on to creating health in our life, yeah, it has the nutritional and hydration piece. We want to get nutrition right in our body so our body is fed well. But if our mind isn't being fed well, or we're not caring for our mind, and we're not allowing ourselves to take control over our own emotional agility, we can damage relationships. We can damage friendships. We can damage how we feel about ourselves in the world. And so I am learning that as I continue on this learning of how to manage my emotions, and it's been the 7 years, this has probably been the biggest part of my growth, is recognizing where I am throughout the day. And I will tell you, it's not that it's perfect, because as humans, we go in and out of our best self and who we want to be, and then where we are currently. And some of that stuff I'm learning is that's the stuff I eat when I don't feel I'm in control. And learning and accepting that maybe all this stuff is here to teach me something. And maybe I just need to sit with it. Maybe what is actually going on is here to teach me, to show me, for me, instead of reacting to it as a negative thing. So the journey that I wanted to just touch with you is I'm working on the healthy body part. I am going to take care of food and nutrition. I am going to add healthy movement in. But probably one of the most valuable pieces for me has been working on my emotional agility. And I won't tell you, no, I will tell you how grateful I am that Dr. A talks about that a lot in his own life, that this journey that he's been on for 20 years, preparing and creating our program and getting it together. And he talked about that area is an area where we never really arrive, which really helps me, because I think for a long time I thought there's something wrong. I'm broken, or I'm not okay, to realizing, no, I just want to keep improving on who I am so that I am showing up as my highest and best self in the moments, in the present, in the moment, and learning to live in the moment so I can take back that emotional stability that I have the locus of control over when I choose, when I'm conscious about it. So being intentional and purposeful with our life is something we have the ability to take control over if we're consciously aware of where we are. It's a lot harder to do if we're living unconsciously. And that's probably where I think I got where I got 7 years ago, was I was totally sleepwalking through my life, and I didn't know that I had the ability. I didn't take that if I did know about it. So that conscious awareness for me has been a big part of this journey. Maybe I'm blabbering, but I'm just sharing this point. Your health and well-being is connected to your healthy mind and your healthy spirit and your healthy soul and your healthy body. All of it is connected. So if you're not taking care of one, or you're putting all of your attention on one and nothing on the other pieces, you'd be kind of driving your car with a couple flat tires. So part of our journey in our program is we're actually working to use all 4 tires on our car, but we have them fully inflated with air so that our car, our body, runs smoothly. Blessings to you today. I hope this makes some sense to you. It's really changing my life, but it is a process that I'm working through. Not something I have completely figured all out yet, but working on it. What are you working on to improve your health and well-being?